Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching Thursday Nights with 912 Sports on a Monday. Yeah, we've moved it to Monday with baseball season rolling around and a lot of baseball games on Thursday, so we've moved it to Monday night. But hey, we want to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of 912 Sports. We'd like to thank Coastal Pines Technical College, Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with Crossway Realty, Robbie Robertson Ford of Waycross, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, Prime South Bank, and Gibson Animal Clinic. And I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and joining us now is the head coach of the Clinch County Lady Panthers, Coach Chase Daniels. Coach, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. How about you?
Man, we appreciate you joining us here on 912 Sports. Coach, you guys have got to be excited down there in Homerville. You guys are playing for a state title this week. Going to be taking on Calhoun. But your girls have been playing outstanding this year. So let's just go back and talk about it. Coach, I mean, everybody's had to deal with the pandemic. Everybody was wondering where we're going to get to play athletics. Kind of give us your thoughts on what you guys all had to go through to get to this point.
Well, looking back in football, because I coach football as well here at Clinch County, and our athletic director is the defensive coordinator on the football staff as well. And towards the end of football, when basketball first got started, he and I were having some conversations, and they were having some shutdowns going on in football, and they were expecting the COVID to be, worse once the cold weather hit, and it got more into winter than the fall. And he and I just talked several times that nobody really knew what was going to happen once basketball season got started. And, there was even talk about not having basketball at all. And, I just prayed long and hard because I knew we were going to have a special group coming back this year. And, I just, prayed that please let us just play. Even if we have to take a lot of precautions and a lot of different, if things were a lot different, just let us at least compete and have a shot this year. And, well, there was even talk at the beginning of the season also, once they said, we're going to let you play, but they said, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have meetings and decide what we're going to do. And they were talking about having empty gyms, and of course, we have Creekbox, who does a great job streaming the games for us. And I even said, look, if it comes to that, I'm fine with that. I just want for these girls, they deserve a shot at it this year. And thankfully, we did limit our crowds, but we were able to have live crowds, and we're able to play this year.
Exactly. And that was my concern after football season, Coach, was, outdoors, you're okay. But then when they started moving back into these gyms with wrestling and basketball, man, I was really scared that we may have the same deal that we were looking at in July for playing football. But we were able to get past that. You guys had an outstanding season. You guys were 20-1 on the season, 14-0. And, oh, by the way, you lost your first game that you played this year, but it was to a Big 5A school, and it was when you guys were down a few starters. But after that, Coach, you guys have never looked back. You never lost another game. Perfect in league play, and actually got to redeem yourself against Turner County, because I believe Turner is who put you out of the playoffs last year, correct?
That's correct. We split. Turner's in our region, and last year we split with Turner in the regular season. And then we were able to win region, and then we faced Turner again in the quarterfinals, Elite Eight, and they put us out in a close game. And they always do a great job, especially girls basketball. Well, basketball period in Turner County, but we were able to come back and get them this year in some close games and move on and advance.
Yeah. Well, Coach, you guys have got two outstanding players. As a matter of fact, they were both featured in the pages of 912 Sports back in our February issue with Angel McCray and Zaya Johnson. So I know a lot of people know about these girls. Talk briefly about them, but also talk about your other starters that maybe people haven't heard of as much as those two girls.
Well, everybody in the state in public Class A girls basketball know who Zaya Johnson and Angel McCray are. They've been a 1-2 duo ever since middle school, to be honest. And I had them for 2 years in middle school. We won some conference championships there, and people just know, how good players they are. They know that they're going to have to try to stop 1 and 2, or at least limit them all year. We've seen more box and ones and triangle 2 defenses than I've ever seen, with people just placing so much emphasis on trying to stop those two. And then my other 3 starters, I start 4 seniors. Zai and Angel are 2 of them, and then I've got Taylor Wells and Kara Kite. We've been playing a lot of 1-3-1 defense this year, and Kara Kite is the main person up top on that 1-3-1 who kind of kicks everything going. She creates the energy for the defense. She uses her whole body very well, and she's had more kick deflections than than anybody I've ever seen. And she, she's a cheerleader too, so she's got some of those jump toe touch kind of look sometimes on defense. But yeah, she does a great job for us, and she's our shooting guard as well, and helps take care of the ball, and she makes great passes. Inbounds the ball for us every time she brings it in. Taylor Wells is the other senior, and Taylor starts down low in what we call the warrior position on defense, who really has to go corner to corner and has to be somebody with a high motor and just loves defense. And then she plays forward for us on offense. And then my other starter is a sophomore. Her name's Mayan Grady. Mayan's a small forward for us on offense, and she can play the middle on the 1-3-1, or she can play either wing on the 1-3-1. So together, these five, they've really bought into each other, and they have a good chemistry, and we've been able to win a lot of games with them.
Yeah, and Coach, you guys have been able to score a lot of points, but your defense has been pretty stingy as well. I noticed the first game in the playoffs, you guys put 70 on the board, but every other time you've been above 55, 56, 57, right there in that neighborhood, but also holding your opponents down to the low 50s, even to the 40s and stuff. As a coaching philosophy, do you guys you preach defense first, or is it offense for the Lady Panthers?
That's defense all the way for us first. I mean, we do place a lot of emphasis on offense. We really, all aspects of the game. But they know I'm a defensive guy. I coach defense on football, and they know I've got a defensive mentality, and I've kind of always lived by the creed of defense wins championships. But looking at Calhoun scores, I mean, they're beating people sometimes. They're not even scoring above 50 points, and they're still winning the game. I mean, they're having games in the 40s. That just shows you a lot about their defensive philosophy too. And they're really tall and big, and they put a lot of emphasis on their 2-3 zone and having those big players really just eat up space in the paint.
Right. Well, and you guys are no stranger to playing top-ranked teams. You've already put out Lake Oconee. Lake Oconee was number one when you guys put them out. That was a tough game, but talk a little bit about playing that tough competition.
We've had some tough games in the regular season as well. Starting off with Ware County, and then we went to Brantley, which is a 3A school, and we played Brantley, and then we went straight from Brantley to Pierce County, and that's another 3A school. And we beat Pierce County by 2. And I really felt like that was kind of the game that set the tone for the rest of the year. Pierce County, I used to coach there. I have some great friendships in Pierce, and we have a lot of respect for what they do athletically. They just won football state championship this year, and their girls basketball team, they won region in 3A. Right. And then I think they made it to the quarterfinals and lost a very close game in the quarterfinals.
Right.
So I think right after we beat Pierce County went on the road and beat Lowndes.
Right.
And so that was kind of the point where we were like, okay, we can compete. We've got something special. We've just got to stay healthy and stay hungry and keep focused. And then after Pierce County, our region's tough, and we had some close. We had a close game with Brooks County, who made the playoffs, and then of course Turner County. Every time we played Turner, they just got closer and closer to beating us and narrowing the score. And I think that competition helped us for the playoffs. And then, like I said, I really believe that getting Lake Oconee at home was a tremendous thing for us. Winning that coin flip, did not want to go on the road that far. Did not want to have to go into their gym. I think that we did the math, and one of my assistant coaches found out that they were a 10-point difference at home.
Wow.
Over the stretch. And then also their gym is different. It's on the side that the players and coaches sit on, there's a wall. Like there's no bleachers, whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
And all
of standing there.
Yeah. So regardless of COVID, all the fans are forced to sit on the other side, regardless. And there's just chairs for the players on the other side. And so, sometimes going into an atmosphere like that, an environment that's different, can play a psychological effect on you. So we were very, very glad that we got them at home. And after playing that game, we were fortunate to come out with a victory.
Right, right. Well, you touched a little bit about Calhoun, but talk a little bit about that game. It's going to be at the Macon Centralplex. Now, you guys play what day?
Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning there in Macon. I'm sure there'll be a huge contingency going up from Homerville. But those neutral sites and that big atmosphere, is that something that you're concerned about your kids kind of being in awe when they walk in that big gymnasium?
Not really. The crowd aspect, I don't think is going to do anything but help us. Our girls
Right,
seem to feed off of the crowd and electricity, and I think that kind of actually helped us in the Lake Oconee. Not actually helped us, but big time helped us in the Lake Oconee game. But it actually went against us in Greenville, having to
mhm,
play in an environment where they limited the fans so much. I mean, they were saying no fans at all, and our superintendent, she begged their superintendent, please at least let the parents of the seniors in. And so they ended up allowing 2 spectators, adults per senior
person.
play. So we had 8 fans.
Wow.
And for a Final Four, it was just so odd. That game was so odd. The atmosphere, because you knew what you were playing for,
Right,
it just didn't have that feel. It felt more like a summer league game, or like you were at a camp or something. I mean, it was very odd, and I was glad that our girls showed a lot of maturity and focus in order to overcome those odds. I just kept reminding them, look, you're playing in an empty gym for a chance to play in a huge coliseum.
right. Well, and I'm sure your senior leadership helped you with that. I mean, you got 4 seniors that you start there, and I'm sure those girls having that experience really, really helped in that aspect.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Angel and I have started for 4 years now. The rest of the seniors have been role players all 4 years until this year, and they made the playoffs their freshman year. I'm not sure what round they got put out in. I wasn't coaching then, and then I know their sophomore year, obviously they made it to the Final Four, and then last year we made it to the quarterfinals. So I think that experience and playing in front of those crowds has really helped them a lot.
Right. Well, Coach, you guys go get them on Saturday. Bring back that state title to the 912. I know all the 912 schools will be pulling for you guys. Go Lady Panthers, and hopefully we win it next time we talk. We'll be talking about a state championship there in Homerville.
We appreciate everything y'all do at 912 Sports and the write up you had this year on us, and that would be great. I'd love to join y'all with a state championship under our belt.
All right, Coach. We appreciate you joining us today, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Coach Chase Daniels, head coach of the Panthers and Lady Panthers there in Clinch County as they go Saturday up to Macon to play for a state title. And we'll be right back here with Thursday nights with 912 Sports on a Monday.